If you like saving money and having clean, all natural products in your home, I'm going to share some recipes with you today that you're not going to want to miss. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back to Heartway Farms. My name is Annie, and today we are making some of my very favorite all-natural cleaning products. Not only do these recipes save you money, but the ingredients are way cleaner than anything you're going to get at the store. And we are in a season, a day and age where saving money is like a priority. Everything has increased and everything is expensive. So today I'm going to share some cheap ways to kind of cut costs and to quickly make some good quality homemade cleaning products for you and your family. So today I want to share 3 of my very favorite cleaning products with you. First, our homemade laundry detergent, which we have been using for years and love this recipe. Second, I want to teach you how to make our homemade all-purpose cleaner, which I use on almost every surface of the house. Bathrooms, windows, mirrors, wood. I use it on everything. It's great. And lastly, I'm going to show you how to make our dishwasher detergent, which I know you're going to love. It's really effective, really clean. And if you're eating off of your plates, you don't want it to be like full of chemicals, right? You want it to be clean, healthy, natural products. So let's get started. I'm going to clear the table and we'll take this one recipe at a time. Quick, easy, simple. And you guys are going to try it at home and love it as much as we do. So let's get started. Everybody has to do laundry. There's no way to avoid it, right? You do laundry, I do laundry. We are a family of 8, so I am doing laundry every day, all day, and the girls are constantly putting away stuff. But detergent is so expensive. And when you start kind of investigating and researching ingredients that are in the store-bought traditional laundry detergents, it should make you think twice. Now, I know that the expensive all-natural organic laundry options, they're like out of control pricing, especially for a large family. So that is what pointed me toward making my own and kind of having some control over the ingredients that are in my detergent, right? So today I'm going to share with you my homemade laundry detergent recipe. So let's get started. And we have a super easy, cute PDF for you if you want to print it off at home. We'll link that all in the description below, so make sure you check that out. But this is a simple recipe. Anyone can do it for very, very inexpensive. So let's get started. Okay, so step 1 for this recipe, and I'm going to tell you all the things that you're going to need for this. You're going to use a bar of Fels Naphtha soap. They sell it at your local grocery store or Walmart or online. You can get these, and I have a good bulk supply in case I need them. You're going to need borax, some washing soda, a clean 5-gallon bucket container, a saucepan, and then we'll get into like essential oils and stuff like that later. I've got my lavender sitting here, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, step 1 is I'm going to go ahead and grate this bar of soap. Okay, this is a 5-ounce bar of Fels Naphtha soap. So I'm going to take my grater. Okay, so it is fully grated and ready to go into a saucepan, and we are going to have to move into the kitchen in just a second. But what you're going to do is put your grated soap into your saucepan and then just cover it with water. I'm going to probably put a couple inches over with water, and then we're going to go turn the heat on the stove on low to medium heat and stir it consistently while it begins to dissolve into that water. But I'm telling you, you're gonna need to stand there and watch it. It does not take long. Just make sure it's stand there because it will bubble over and then you're gonna have soap all over your stovetop. So let's go ahead into the kitchen. Okay, so it will not take long like I already mentioned, but I'm gonna stand here and just, enjoy my peace and quiet and stir my soap until it fully dissolves, and I'm gonna shut the heat off and just leave it here, and we'll move back into the dining room for the next step. But yeah, for now, we're just gonna let this dissolve and you'll be able to see it. I mean, right now, it's hard to see probably with the camera, but you can see when the chunks are all dissolved. Right now, there's lots of chunks. So our Fels Naphtha grated soap is fully dissolved on the stovetop, sitting over there. It's still nice and warm, so I'm just gonna leave it over there for this next part. Now I'm gonna use my clean 5-gallon bucket, and we're gonna add a couple ingredients to the bottom. Now listen, you don't have to spend money on these. Just go to your local grocery store or like a Walmart. Go talk to somebody in the bakery department and just say, hey, do you guys have any, buckets with lids that you're gonna be getting rid of? Because they just throw these away, and they tend to have them for free for customers if you just ask. You might have to clean them. It might have frosting in it or food in it, but if you clean them out, then you're good to go and you have a free bucket, and they're food grade, so that's good to know. All right, so I have my bucket here, and I'm gonna go ahead and add in 2 more ingredients. First, we are going to do 1 cup of our Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda. So let's put that in first. It's okay if there's chunks. These, baking soda, washing soda, and borax, they all clump. They just do. They take in moisture, and that's okay. But that is all gonna dissolve, so don't worry about that. And then I'm gonna go and put in a 1/2 cup of our borax. Now, there are different opinions about borax and how natural it is, if it will affect your, your washing machine or your septic lines and stuff like that. I have never had an issue with borax as far as sensitivity for my children and their skin. You're using a 1/2 cup of borax in what ends up being 10 gallons in the end. I'll explain that later. 10 gallons of laundry detergent, so it's such a small amount that I've never had a negative impact or a negative response from any of my kids, or even from our washing machines or from our septic system. So it has always worked well for us. I would love to hear your feedback on that, but this is definitely way better than some of the ingredients that they put in laundry detergent that is store-bought, okay? So we have these 2 ingredients in the bottom here, and now we're gonna go get our hot mixture of our dissolved Fells Naphtha soap, and we're gonna pour it over the top of this and give it a good stir until all ingredients are fully dissolved. So we have a nice hot, I don't know if you can see it steaming, but I can, hot mixture here. We're gonna pour this over the top. And then I'm actually gonna I'll set this over here real quick. And then at first here, I'm just gonna use that hot water to dissolve these ingredients all together down in the bottom of this 5-gallon bucket. And I might even add just a tiny bit more hot water to help it dissolve. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, and I'm gonna stir this for probably about 4 or 5 minutes straight, just to make sure it's all incorporated. While I stir this and let it all dissolve, I want to talk you through the process. So once I'm done with this portion, we're going to take this whole bucket over by the sink to make it easy and fill this bucket the rest of the way up with water. I tend to use like lukewarm to cold water for that part because it just keeps on wanting to bubble out of everything because it's lots of soap in there, right? So anyway, I'm gonna fill it up slowly until I get all the way to the top with just, my well water. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or anything purified. It's just my well water. And then I'm gonna go ahead and lid it here with my 5-gallon bucket lid, which is also clean, and close it up and let it sit for about 24 hours. And then I'm gonna take you through the next stages of what I do after that. But the reason I love this soap is just because I know exactly what's in it. I love the smell of it. It's very clean smelling. And you can choose, in the steps tomorrow to add scent, fragrance to it, but I don't feel the need for that. I just like that it smells clean. And I add our essential oils later when it comes to the dryer, and I'll cover that tomorrow when we open up our soap. So, all right, this looks good. I'm gonna head into the kitchen and we will fill this bucket up the rest of the way with water. Okay, this is all filled up. Now it's time to lid it. And I'm probably gonna have my William come and carry this and just set it aside because we're not gonna do anything with this until tomorrow. So we'll get the lid on nice and tight and then move on with the rest of our day. If you're new here, one of the things that we love to do is to make organic, all natural food at home and recipes. We can't do it all the time, but we try our best to have clean products, good clean recipes that are easy for all of you to try. If you haven't checked out our cookbooks that we have, they are some of our very favorite go-to recipes that are easy and simple to help you learn how to cook at home with clean ingredients and natural ingredients and delicious food. So make sure you check that out. That will all be available down in the description below. All right, so yesterday we put together all of our laundry detergent, all the stage 1. I showed you all that yesterday where we grated our soap and we put our ingredients in the bottom, let it dissolve and fill this the rest of the way up with water. I'm gonna show you what the consistency should look like the next day when you open up your 5-gallon bucket. Now you have to get past some of these suds, but I'm gonna see if you can see it. It's gonna be like jelly. It's gonna be like totally jellified on top. Hopefully that's coming through. So it's kind of like slime, all right? But that's perfect, that's exactly what we want. And then our first step for today, we're going to stir this. Now, you can hand stir this. I have done this many different ways. You can use a spoon and just stir it, and it takes a little bit of time. You can use an immersion blender if you have one that's long enough to kind of get to the bottom, a large whisk. But my favorite thing to use is one of these fun contraptions that are like for stirring paint or mud, from the hardware store. And so it attaches to your drill and you just put it in here and stir it this way. It's just the easiest and fastest. There we go. All right, so it's gonna become more liquefied when you do this because that gel sits on top, which is good. We want our laundry soap to be more liquefied than super jellified. Be more usable. All right, that looks great. That only took, a minute of stirring it really well. Okay, and then your soap is done. Your laundry detergent or laundry soap is done. And the last step is we're gonna dilute this. When you buy laundry detergent from the grocery store, even though it's bright blue or whatever color it is that you buy, it's still mostly water. And so what you do now is I like to keep my old containers from previous purchases with laundry because these are just great for shaking this up, for pouring it and using your little dispenser cup. So this is empty, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill it halfway full with this mixture, our soap mixture, and then dilute it 50%, dilute it the rest of the way with water. And then our soap is complete and done. You just need to shake it when you're ready to use it. But let's fill this up halfway and then we'll add water to top it off. Okay, let's head over to the sink and finish topping this off with water. And that is it. It's that simple. And I actually have a few of these containers, so I like to fill up multiple at once, so I just have to come and refill every once in a while. And this stays pretty incorporated once you do that initial stir, but it's good to just give it a quick stir if you're gonna top off your containers, and then, top it off with water, and then, just give it a good, shake before you put it into your washing machine when that time comes. Now, when it comes time for something that smells really good. I told you I like this because it just smells clean. But every time I run the dryer, the way that I like to add like my scent or my fabric softener smell, is I take these wool dryer balls, and all I do is I take my lavender essential oil. I like the Now brand, and I just put a couple drops, like 2 or 3, 4, it doesn't really matter, drops on each dryer ball. And I throw it in the dryer, and it just makes everything smell beautiful, and it smells like lavender, so it's wonderful. And the dryer balls help kind of take away static and fuzz and all of that, so it kind of plays that role as a fabric softener. It smells so good. So that's it. It's simple. I just lid this up and I keep it down by my washing machine and keep, and just fill it up down there so I don't have to move stuff all over. And yeah, I mean, I've gone through seasons of my life where I use this 100% for years on end, and I've loved it, and I've never had an issue with it. And then sometimes you go through seasons where you're busy and you're able to buy a couple jugs of store-bought. But it's just such a handy thing, especially if you're kind of wanting to cut costs, or if you're wanting to kind of enhance your preparedness when it comes to having homemade, easy ingredients if you need to throw together a laundry. So this is a great recipe. Give it a try and let me know how you guys like it. So my favorite cleaner is truly my homemade all-purpose cleaner. I use it for everything. We use this on toilets, on windows, on mirrors, on wood tables, anything and everything that we need to clean. I've never had an issue with this, and I love it so much. And so I want to share it with all of you. It is so simple, and you can have it put together in minutes, and then it lasts you at least a week, if not more, depending on how much cleaning you're doing. So let's get started. Let's dive right in. So I'm going to start with 1 quart of clean water. I use my water that we've run through the Berkey, just because then you don't want any kind of film on your windows or on your mirrors. So I'm going to start with that. And then the next ingredient that we're going to use is rubbing alcohol. This is 91%, but I have used 70% and everywhere in between. So you can use any of the alcohol that you have in your house. We're going to use 1 cup and add it into our water. The reason I love the alcohol in this is because it gives such a clean smell to whatever you're cleaning. So like if you're like me, and I will admit this publicly, that I love the smell of bleach because it just makes me think that everything is clean. Like I love swimming pools and bleach cleaner smells, but those things aren't the best for you, right? To be breathing in. So I love that the alcohol gives this such a clean smell. All right, and then my next ingredient, which you can omit if you have an opinion about this. I'm literally gonna put like a tablespoon of ammonia in this. It just helps boost the cleaning. That doesn't bother me at all because you're not breathing. You can't even like smell the ammonia. It's that diluted in this recipe, but you can absolutely omit this if you have a concern about using ammonia in your homemade cleaners. Again, I'm doing compare and contrast because when you look at the ingredients that are in store-bought cleaners, this is so much cleaner, so much better for your family and for your household. So 1 little tablespoon in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and, I got this nice and full, so I gotta stir slowly so it doesn't make a mess on my table. Okay, and then last but not least, I'm gonna put in 3 little drops of an all-natural dish detergent. 1, 2, 3, there we go. All right, and then set that aside, and then again, just stir to incorporate. And it's so simple. I have different little bottles that I use for my cleaner, so I fill up 2 of these from this recipe. And then I like to keep 1 upstairs bathroom, 1 in the downstairs bathroom, or the kitchen. And then it's just accessible because the kids do quick cleans at night. I clean the kitchen at night, and just that way it can be spread out throughout. And I've never had an issue with this homemade cleaning recipe, like stopping up or clogging up any of my spray bottles. All right, so I'm gonna pour this in here. All right, and it is that simple. I'm gonna go ahead and just put this back in the kitchen. As soon as it starts getting low, I just whip this together in minutes. Half the time, I do it just over the sink real quick, and it literally takes me like 2 minutes to do it. And I'm telling you, if you haven't tried this homemade cleaning recipe, it will probably become your favorite recipe as well, because I use this everywhere, all over the house, and it's safe for my kids to use, and that just makes me happy. So try it out, let me know what you think. Everybody wants to save money. Everybody wants all natural products in their home. No one is going out there hoping to use chemicals and all of that. And sometimes it's just not affordable to spend the money on the organic, clean, like dishwasher detergents or laundry soaps, all those different things. So I began researching natural ways to make it at home, and I have a recipe that I want to share with all of you. So let me show you how to make my very favorite homemade dishwasher detergent. Okay, let's get started. We need some basic ingredients, most of which you will probably have in your house. The only ingredient you may not have sitting around is citric acid, but you can buy that in bulk for a very good price on like Amazon, Walmart.com, any of those grocery sites where you can find products. And I like to buy the food grade. Just because all of this is touching my food. I don't want those chemicals on my plates that my kids are gonna eat off of, right? So go ahead and grab yourself a big bowl and we'll get started. Okay, step one, we're gonna take our citric acid and measure out 1.5 cups into our big bowl. Again, this is food grade. It's okay if there's clumps when you're measuring this out. We'll break that down when we stir it up. Okay, we'll set that aside. Next, we're gonna take our washing soda and measure out also 1.5 cups of that. Okay, then we're gonna take our baking soda, and I like to buy this in bulk because we use it for lots of different things, but I buy it just at Walmart in bulk. So I'm gonna put in 1/2 cup of baking soda. I'm gonna break up a few of these clumps here. And then in this part of the recipe, the last ingredient I'm gonna add in is some of our Redmond's real salt. This is what we use for eating, for cleaning with, and it goes into this recipe as well. So I'm gonna put in 1/2 cup of that as well. So pretty. Okay, now we're gonna incorporate this very well. Make sure everything is evenly distributed because this is our main part of our dishwashing detergent. Okay, this looks really good. I just love the Redmond's real salt. It just gives it such a pretty little speckly look, which I know is silly, but it's just fun when it's pretty as well. So I'm gonna put this in an airtight container that has no moisture in it. You're not gonna be wanting any moisture at all. You don't want this to clump. So we're gonna transfer this into here. Okay, and that is all set. So when it comes time to load your dishwasher and to get it ready to hit that start button, you're gonna go ahead and put in 2 tablespoons of your detergent here that we just made. So 2 of these, and then I'm gonna have you put in 3 drops of any natural liquid soap. You can omit this, but it just helps it clean better. It just gets a little bit of suds going because this will not suds at all. Just a little bit of suds in there. All natural soap, whatever you prefer to use. 3 drops of that over the top. And then for my rinse aid, I prefer to use white vinegar. And it just helps soften the water and keep everything clean, not get water spots on your glasses and all of that. But it is as simple as that. So I just keep these products around, these 3 things under my sink next to my dishwasher because they're right next to each other. And then, like I said, 2 tablespoons, 3 drops, and my rinse aid. And that's all there is to it. It's really simple. Give it a try. Let me know what you guys think. Homemade products are one of the things that we love doing, not only when it comes to food, like our homemade breads and our different recipes. Make sure you check out all the different things that we have, like our cookbooks and our different videos teaching you how to do stuff at home. But it's just as important to pay attention to your cleaning products, your laundry detergent, your dishwasher soap and detergent, because those things are also touching your skin. They're on the plates and the cups that you use every day that your kids are touching and cleaning with. So when we begin to pay attention to both things, not only our food, but our bath and body products as well, you're getting a more natural lifestyle, staying more healthy and clean, and it's all good things that we all want the best for our families, right? So give these things a try and let me know how you like them. We appreciate you all, and we'll see you in the next video.